What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Shout out to the best fan base in the world. Eagles everywhere. And we got a lot to talk about today, man. We got a lot to talk about today. Oh, yes, we do. Yeah. Nick Sirianni and old Howie T had their press conference today. Yes, they did. Nick Sirianni and old Howie T had their press conference today, and we gonna talk about it today. So let's roll. What up, Big Zay? Let's talk about it. What's up, Rock the Artist? What's up? What's up? What's up? And welcome to another edition of the CoolCat podcast with your boy CoolCat Connor. How's everybody doing? What up, Big Zay? Shout out to everybody, man. So let's go ahead and get to my opening thoughts or opening statements. After hearing from Nick Sirianni and after hearing from old Howie T, I still ain't got no worries on the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right. That's right. After listening to Nick Sirianni and listening to old Howie T, I still don't got no worries. None. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Zay. I ain't worried about that either. I'm not even worried about that either. Nope. Because here's why I'm not worried about that either. We'll start with AJ. YouTube. We'll start with AJ. Let me pull. Let me see what, YouTube. They said about AJ. I'm really not worried with what they got with AJ. Yeah, You're kind of wrong, Mike, this time. Then what's the... Okay. Guys, I get it. We all believe that AJ Brown might be gone. But even your owner, no, your general manager and your head coach all said that they would like AJ Brown to remain here. So what are we talking about? Okay. All right, fuck. Okay. Y'all, okay. I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all still believe that you heard from Nick Sirianni? You heard from Howie Roseman. You still believe that AJ Brown going to get traded? When they both clearly state that they want AJ Brown here. Y'all still think AJ Brown's going to get traded? Okay. Let's play the song game. Let's play along to this. Let's say he is traded. Okay, yes. Howard Roseman said he is going to listen to offers. But again, I'm going to say this, and I want someone to tell me this. Who's going to replace... You trust nobody. Okay. Let's play devil's advocate, and we do trade AJ Brown. Who's wide receiver 2? We need somebody with Smitty. Who's wide receiver 2? We need someone here. Who's wide receiver 2? If we're listening and we really, truly, absolutely trade AJ Brown, which Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman clearly said they're not doing it. Who's wide receiver 2? Who in the draft will be wide receiver 2? Y'all say trade AJ Brown for who? That's the first thing. And y'all do realize that we trade AJ Brown, it's going to affect our cap, right? All right, and here's another question, right? Because I'm full of questions today. So we trade AJ Brown and we get somebody in free agency in the draft. What up, Paul? Hi, I'm Paul. So we trade AJ Brown. We get somebody in free agency or the draft. Do we still win 11, 12 games with that wide receiver? Right? Because you said trade AJ Brown. We're going to get another wide receiver. How many games we win with this new wide receiver? Let me see. Let's see. If we trade AJ Brown, if we get another wide receiver, how many games do we win? I want to know. Since we're going to talk about AJ, how many games we win with this new wide receiver? I think Denzel Boston for Washington is a good option to replace AJ. So one guy can answer my question, and that's Rock the Artist. Because I'm asking my people, we trade AJ Brown. Wi-Fi about to get iffy, so be on the lookout for that. We trade AJ Brown. We get a new wide receiver. How many games do we win? Okay, Mike. Okay. So again, a lot of y'all not answering the question. Y'all dodging. I'm gonna ask my people again, because only Rock the Artist can answer this. With this new wide receiver, how many games does the Philadelphia Eagles win? Only Rock the Artist can answer? 11. So we got two people say 11. I bet you Mike Green might say something lower than that. Okay. Here's my thing with A.J. Brown, which all of them clearly said they don't want to get rid of him. But, okay. It's up to A.J. Ted. I'm not willing to say trade A.J. Brown, but they think a rookie can replace A.J. Brown. And think about it. This rook. All right. What up, William? Yep. So let's say we do get a rookie wide receiver, devil's advocate. He got to learn A.J. Brown. He got to learn this new system. He got to learn Jalen. And here's the worst part about all this. And this is the question. A.J. Brown gets traded. We get a wide receiver in free agency in the draft. Do you still guys believe that Nick Wright, Emmanuel Odshow, that lion, quiet son of a bitch? Y'all think Colin Cowherd, 94 VIP, ESPN, NFL, you think they're going to pick the Eagles? Let's say we trade A.J. Brown, we get a wide receiver in the draft for free agency. Will the media, locally and nationally, will they still pick the Eagles to win the division and the conference or even a Super Bowl? Because I already know the answer. I know the answer. I know the answer. Will the media still pick the Eagles to win the division, win the conference, and win a Super Bowl if we get rid of A.J. Brown? I already know the answer. I already knew it. I already knew it. Who cares? One person don't change the whole team. Okay. All right. I don't want, this is my stance, okay? And I'm going to stand by it. I don't want the Eagles to trade A.J. Brown. I really don't. But if this is, but this is my thing. I'm willing to change unless I hear from A.J. Brown himself. Unless I hear from A.J. Brown himself, then I'll change my mind. Because my organization clearly says they don't want to trade him. I think A.J. Brown in a press conference with Devontae Smith in the background said he don't want to leave. No, you're good. You have every right to be hard on AJ. Y'all have every right to be hard on these players. I mean, Mike is hard on Jalen Hurts, for crying out loud. You don't have to apologize for being hard on Mike Green is hard on Jalen Hurts. Pause. So you right. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep the window open. That's what I'm trying to do. And getting rid of a wide receiver. Y'all see what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep the window open. Because even if we do get rid of AJ and sign somebody or get somebody in the draft, nothing going to change. Jalen Hurts going to still be the most hated quarterback. Nick Sirianni still going to be the most hated head coach. The Philadelphia Eagles going to be the most hated team. Eagles everywhere, the best fan base in the world, going to be the most hated fans. People going to pick against us. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna break. All right. You say, Mike, you told me, you just said, why do we worry about what people say? That's a rumor. That's from an anonymous source. When I got clips from Jahan Dotson and other players talking about how good Jalen Hurts is, you want to believe an anonymous person or what Jahan Dotson clearly says that Jalen Hurts is the best locker room leader, the best leader. I don't listen to anonymous sources. That's probably someone that cleans the locker room, or cooks the meal, or washes Jalen Hurts' shoes. Exactly. I'm listening to the players. Like, a source says Jalen Hurts ain't good in the locker room. When I just heard Jahan, let me pull it up. Because because this is what we do. We listen to, and it ain't just me. It's every content creator, to be honest with you. But it's what we do. So let me go to my bookmark and wait for this to load up. Give me a minute, y'all. I'm waiting for this to load up. Here it is. Hold on. All right. Y'all don't have to listen to me, and I know copyrights. But do you rather listen to an anonymous source or this? Let me make sure it's the mic's okay, cool. Listen to this and tell me. This is from Jahan Dotson, who's inside the dang locker room.
Was this version of Jalen the best leadership you had seen from him?
I would say so. In my 2 years being here, he was way more vocal.
Yeah.
We were challenging ourselves. The coaches were challenging us. And, he was relaying those messages to us when we were tired in practice or tired in the fourth quarter. He was relaying those messages to us. And he was making sure that, everything was a tight ship and run, Let
me try it again because I know that it's staticky. Let me try again.
Was this version of Jalen the best leadership you had seen from him?
I would say so. In my 2 years being here, he was way more vocal.
Yeah.
we were challenging ourselves. The coaches were challenging us, and he was relaying those messages to us when we were tired in practice or tired in the fourth quarter. He was relaying those messages to us, and he was making sure that everything was a tight ship and run. He truly is. I feel like one of the best leaders I've ever been around. He commands the attention of the huddle. He commands the attention of the room.
And what about Coach Sirianni? What about Nick?
He has so much swag when it comes to the head coach. Like, he has the ultimate faith in his guys. He doesn't care who we're stacked up against. They could be the 85 Bears.
85 Bears, Legion of Boom, Seahawks.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
No. He doesn't care. If it's 4th and 5 with the game on the line, just know we're going for it and we're going to get it. Like, he has that much confidence in your team. Week 18, game doesn't matter. And AJ and Smitty are sitting out. And, I'm the one now. He's like, you're going to go for 100 today and we're going to get a W. Like,
hopefully you got that. Hold on, hold on for a minute. So again, I'm not listening to what no anonymous source has to say about my quarterback. Not at all. You just heard. Listen. Shout out to Mike Green. But listen, you just heard from somebody that was inside the dang old locker room. So I'm going to ask y'all before we move on to what they had to say. Are you guys going to listen to an anonymous source? Or you're going to listen to Jahan? Is Jahan Dotson a liar? That's my question. Is Jahan Dotson a liar? I'm waiting for an answer before we get to what Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman had to say. Is Jahan Dotson a liar? You just heard from him. Is he a liar? Yeah. Guys, I'm waiting for you. Just heard from Jahan Dotson. Is he a liar? With these anonymous sources that talking about your quarterback, is Jahan Dotson a liar? And then we'll move on to Nick Sirianni and what Howie Rose had to say. Is he a liar? Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. I guess it was the OC. So let me just make sure we're all good. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure we're all good. So just want to make sure no other comment before we get to all right, cool. All right. Yep. So let's go ahead and let's see what everybody. Let's get to the stuff that Nick Sirianni and waiting for it to load up. Okay. Pull it up. All right. Yeah, I know. Wi-Fi is sheesh. So bear with you, boy. All right. So here we go. What was said today? I would play the press conference, but I ain't trying to get copyrighted today. So I probably am, but that's a different. But we'll see. Here it is. All right. So Nick Sirianni talked up Devontae Smith and enroll and change his scheme. Excited about what he'll look like in the new offense. Okay. Howie Roseman unmute.
I mean, Brandon Graham is always welcome in Philadelphia. Obviously, when I think about what he's done for us as a player, as a person, and then last year, even when he came back, and the versatility that he showed, coming in and reducing inside and playing defense tackle, just an all-time Eagles great.
Yep.
Future Eagles Hall.
This is what he said about Brandon Graham. All right, here's another Howie Roseman clip. And this clip is, you always try to make decisions. Let's listen to Howie.
Yeah, you always try to make decisions in calm times. You don't. We do the same thing in the draft. We have a value for, every player on the roster, so that we don't get sideswiped on anything. That we understand what we would do. That doesn't mean we would trade them, but at the same time, we got to be open to listen on everything that we do here. That's what a lot of this week's about. That's what a lot of the first couple weeks of free agency is about. That doesn't mean there'll necessarily be action, but you got to be willing to listen. We'll do that during the draft as well, and decide what's the best for the Philadelphia Eagles. At the end of the day, everything we do is what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles, so that we can try to compete and hopefully win another championship. It's the best for the Philadelphia Eagles. At the end of the day, everything we do is what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll do that during the draft as well, and decide what's the best for the Philadelphia Eagles. At the end of the day, everything we do is what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles as well, and decide what's the best for the Philadelphia Eagles. At the end of the day, everything we do is what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles, and decide what's the best for the Philadelphia Eagles. At the end of the day, everything we do is what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles, so that we can try to compete and hopefully win another championship.
Yeah, I got you, DM. Say, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me just
a lot of interviews. He did his podium session because Dom's getting hungry. And that's not just stick. Dom is literally getting hungry over there, and he's talking about dinner, and I don't want to get in the way of that. Can you guarantee me anything? Anything? Or can you not guarantee me anything? Because just context, in case you're not aware, because, there's a whole Philly media horde that was here again today. The A.J. Brown situation came up, and you said, well, I can't guarantee that. almost as if to say, I can't guarantee anything in life. I think that's what you were driving at. Am I right about that?
Yeah, because I think when you look at the rest of the comments, like I can't guarantee I'm going to be here tomorrow or be here in this building. So at the end of the day, all seriousness, at the end of the day, I love AJ Brown. I love the player. I love the person. I love the teammate. And when you get asked a question where it's yes or no, it's like, hey, listen, I can't guarantee anything, but at the end of the day, I love the man, and I love the relationship that we have, all the things that he's done, all the ups and downs that we've had throughout.
right, Zach.
Good player, good teammate, great person.
Here's what I know. Here's what I've reported is that he recently has been in a great headspace, and there's been great communication with the team and him. Do you agree to that? I mean, do you believe that all this communication so far has been good?
Yeah, my expectation is that he wants to be here. We want him here, and man, again, like I said, Howie said this in an interview not too long ago. It's like it's hard to get good players. We want as many good players as we possibly can have on the team, especially a guy who's a teammate and a person like AJ is.
You've got good players. You had a good record this year. I mean, you won a lot of games. Did you have to take a step back at some point and assess it and say, there was a lot of good in this season?
Only one team at the end of the year is happy. Really, at the end of the day, right? Everybody else, everyone's chasing it. And one team's happy. But obviously you look back at things and you look at the things that you want to do better at. But you also look at the good. Like, we're the only team that was out of everybody. This speaks to the parity that the NFL has and is there was one team that won back-to-back divisions, and it was the Philadelphia Eagles. It was the first time that happened in the NFC East, which is pretty cool because it's such a competitive league and such a competitive conference. And so, of course, we have 2,000-yard receivers. We have a 1,000-yard running back. We have a defense that played lights out. And so there's positives throughout. But ultimately, when you don't reach, especially when you've been on a team the year before of winning it all, when you don't reach that, it's hard. It's hard. It makes it hard, and it makes you hungry and makes you want more. But we all are a product of the adversities that we go through, and you can use that, and we intend to moving forward.
You talked about the things you want to do better. Give yourself your own exit interview. What would you want to do better? What's the biggest lesson of 25, I guess?
Yeah, you're still going through that. And there's always, at the end of each year, there's always, lessons to be learned. I think that it was really important that we did some things as far as, our offense didn't succeed the way we wanted it to succeed this year. So there's change in store. And that's the nature of this business. And so looking forward to all the things that we can change and mix into some of the things that we've done well and seeing what the new version of this offense is to be. But you're always constantly trying to do the little things better, right? The detail, the togetherness as a football team. Every goal of every year is to see if you can bring a group of guys together, become a team, leave selfish ambitions aside, and become a team. And that's the goal every single year as you go through this. And so look forward to that challenge as we continue this again.
Sean Mannion, your new offensive coordinator. I don't know if it was you or Howie when you were speaking to the media back in Philadelphia, mentioned that during his interview process, he had cut-ups of stuff that Jalen had done and said, hey, he's already done some of the stuff that I want to do. Is that usual for an OC interview to have that stuff ready to go?
I think the ones that you go through it and the ones you end up hiring, that's there were so many things that made us say, hey, Sean is the right guy for this job. And, going to Jalen and saying, hey, Jalen's done such a good job in some of the things that, Sean's vision of the offense is. Like, Jalen's been really good at play action pass. And being able to do that with a run game that we hope to have and mix that, we know Jalen's really good at that. And so, I think that's a great way. We're all visual. We want to be able to see it. And Sean did a good job of portraying his vision, not only through words and discussions through an interview portion of it, but also through his vision of what it looks like on tape. And I think that brings it to life sometimes. And Sean certainly did a good job of that through his interview process.
Last one for you, in a word, getting Lane Johnson back for 2026 means what? When you found out about it?
Man, Lane's one of the best players in the NFL. Not just.
Yep. So there's that. What else we got? Nick Sirianni talks about Devontae Smith. We already talked about that. Show more. Howie Roseman, negotiation master, give other dealers a pause because they don't want to get fleeced. Yeah, we know that. So basically, everything I'm reading and hearing on here don't look like. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles ain't going to franchise tag nobody, so don't worry about that. Howie Roseman speaks on the secondary of the free agency and how great is it to have two young AP corners in Cooper DeJong and Quinyon Mitchell. Right. Shout out to everybody for rocking with us.
Yeah, I think that when you look at Q and Coop leading that group, two All-Pro players, guys who want to be part of Philadelphia Eagles for a long time. Really, Coop, he can play anything. He can play outside corner. He can play nickel. He can play at an all-pro level anywhere. So having him gives you some flexibility. And so, we'll go into the offseason and looking to add to that position. Adore did a really nice job for us last year. And it got better throughout the course of the year. And so just like any other position, he's a free agent. And we'll just kind of see how the offseason plays out.
With Cooper, as a follow-up to that, with Cooper, I guess, how do you view the value he brings in the nickel position and compared to somewhere maybe outside or outside?
Elite player at the nickel position. And so when you have someone who's elite at something, and you move him, he could be elite as an outside corner too. But when he's able to affect the run game, he's able to affect the pass game, the screen game from there, and you just see the difference that he makes in that role. And then when he plays outside, very little separation. He's obviously got size, speed, unique athletic ability. I joke he could be an elite receiver. He could probably be an elite quarterback too. I've seen him throw the ball too. So just an elite athlete with elite character, and just happy he's a Philadelphia Eagle.
There you go. There's that. So the next thing. Hey, Eagle girl. Sorry about that. What up, Eagle girl? How you doing there, girl? We just talked about some Philadelphia Eagles, man. We looking at what Nick Sirianni. Now, I could play the full presser, but copyrights and stuff, I'm just going to let y'all listen to them in clips and what they said on Twitter. So, Sirianni said he's excited about how Devontae Smith already talked about that. For all the people that wants to know about Jalen freaking Hurts, this isn't the Jalen freaking Hurts podcast, but when it, listen to the GM.
Looking for incremental ways to get better. This system, we think, is going to be really good for him as well as a lot of our other players. He's always looking for a system of play, and we think that we have that. And so just really excited to get him back in the spring and get the reps and continue to learn the principles.
What else we got? We talked about Devontae Smith. So this is the big takeaways. Shoot. So this is the big takeaways from Howie Roseman's scouting combine. Eagles won't make any big splashy signings in free agency. So don't expect that. Philadelphia Eagles will be focused on moves that won't hinder the company conspiracy pick formula. It might be hard to re-sign certain free agents as the Eagles also balance future contract extension for players currently on their rookie deals. The Eagles will be adding the outside. Yep. The Eagles will be adding an outside corner to play opposite of Quinyon Mitchell as the team views Cooper DeJean as an elite fit in the slot. Shout out to Joel Embiid. We talked about Devontae. All right, let's. Nick Sirianni says that we are seeing. Oh, we already talked about that.
Take this off of airplane mode.
Sorry about that. And first of all, where's my dang on avatar? Where's my avatar? Yeah, where's my avatar? Here it is. Show my face. Nick Sirianni.
We saw Devontae have a great year, and I think you just continue to see him play better and better. And I think that's a tribute to who he is. Guys that are tough, that love football, that are smart football players, and are talented, have a tendency to reach their ceiling, and God willing. And I think that's what you're seeing. You can seeing him continue to get better. You're seeing him continue to do these things and make plays only that he can make on the football field. And so I just think you can continue to see him on the rise, and excited about what he'll look like in this new offense.
Yep, he talked about it. So what else we got? So Nick Sirianni on Sean Mannion's new offense. Sean comes from a family of coaches and things that he's done that we really respect, and that's tough to defend. You got to go through the process with your players to get all of those answers. It's always important that we are able to run the football, Sean Barkley, and run play action off that. Basically, getting back to 2024. What up, Alexander? Let's see. Everybody had great things to say about him. Nick Sirianni said that the people that he spoke to about Sean Mannion have growth reviews. Okay. Here's something from Sports Center. Hold on. It's CoolCat, not Kitty Cat. Let's get the name right. It's CoolCat, not Kitty Cat. Let's get the name right. It's CoolCat. Nick Sirianni.
All right, so Nick, you've said that you want A.J. Brown on the team, great teammate, great player, but nothing's guaranteed. Can you envision this offense without him, though?
He has meant so much to our football team these past 4 years. And like I said, I've always said I've never hated my relationship with him and the relationship that I have with him. And it's been awesome going to work with him, going to battle with him over these past 4 years. And, we're at a point that, we want to keep good players around. Like, it's not at a point. That's what they always want to keep good players around. And so, always excited to have him on the football team and look forward to continuing that relationship. I know I want to continue that relationship. I know he wants to continue that relationship, and excited about that.
Now, you had a pretty extensive search for an offensive coordinator. What in the end led you to Sean Mannion, and what do you envision his vision being for your offense?
Yeah. Long process. Long process to, go through everything. Make sure you're casting a wide net, and we were able to do that. And and just throughout the process, he revealed himself that he was the guy, and really excited about him. They've done so many good things in Green Bay. He's done so many good things in his career amongst the different coaches. We've been able to do a lot of good things with our offense in the past 5 years here. And looking forward to being able to mesh things together, but really, Sean leading the way and taking control of things. I'm excited for his opportunity. It was very obvious of how good of a football coach he is. And it's been very obvious every single day that he's been in the building. So excited.
So there's that. Okay. We already heard that. Goddard. This one is a big one. Okay. Dallas Goddard. This one is a big one. All right. Howie Roseman on Dallas Goddard. The only Dallas that we love here in Philly. We love Dallas Goddard. Any other Dallas, you can Dallas your ass back to Texas. We don't want you. We don't need you. We don't care about you. I care about one person and one person only, and that's Dallas Goddard. If it's anybody else in Dallas, kiss my black ass. Tremendous player in person for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm really glad we were able to figure it out and bring him back to Philly this year and for this season, and tremendous production for us. Just a huge asset for our offense to have him on the football team. Again, we're going to put the whole puzzle together, and so to sit here, and we got a lot of other free agents too, and say, hey, we're definitely going to get this guy back when we get this late. Obviously, the market takes a lot of that as well, but we're certainly sit down with his agent here over the next couple of days and have a conversation. Very appreciative to Dallas Goddard. Hopefully he stays. Hopefully he stays. Now, Howie Roseman on Reed Blankenship. Roseman then rattled off Blankenship's accomplishments, almost like he was trying to pitch Blankenship to the other NFL teams. We'll see what happens with Blankenship in free agency. Yep, okay. Howie Roseman says they'll talk to Dallas Goddard. We talked about that. Oh, we talked about Brandon Graham. We talked about corner, Brandon Graham, and Nick Sirianni Combine. Nick Sirianni, we did that. AJ Brown, he was meant to be a football team. Shout out to Moan. Talking about Tush Push. How he said placing fifth-year option on Jordan Davis was an easy bet. Said they need to try and keep as many of these guys as they drafted and develop as possible. Howie Roseman with Dallas Goddard, we said that. So, as I'm seeing all this, I like what I see. I like what I hear. I like the plan for Sean Mannion. I like when it comes to A.J. Brown, right? When it comes to A.J. Brown, I think he'll stay. I believe that A.J. Brown will stay. We'll see what happens, but I believe A.J. Brown's going to stay. I can't wait to see what Sean Mannion has planned. I'm ready for that. The fact that Jalen wants to learn, I'm happy for that. Brandon Graham, let's bring him back. Dallas Goddard, but Howie Roseman is trying to bring as many people as he can possibly can. And that's the thing I respect about Howie Roseman. He's trying to bring as many people as he can possibly can. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I ain't got no worries. None. So, guys, that's basically all I have for today on the CoolCat podcast. Right? We'll talk tomorrow about all of this. We'll talk about this on Thursday with Leader. We'll come right back to Simone, Smitty, and Trey and Mitch on Monday. And then it's right back to our regular scheduled program on next week. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you for watching the CoolCat podcast. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds. Jalen freaking Hurts. And stay cool. Be cool. And go Birds.